Okay, in this video for the Walker WP645TS-HD, we're going to talk a little bit about adding an external hard drive onto your combo receiver to avail of, for instance, let's say the PVR features or perhaps the playback media and things like that. Okay, so the first thing you might see when you plug it in, and it gets plugged into the front port, USB port on the front of the Walker combo, is you may get a message like this: your current disk format is not suitable for recording operations. Okay, now why you might see this is, by default these days pretty much all external hard drives are pre-formatted to a format called NTFS. Okay, but the Walker combo can only utilize the PVR features using a format called FAT32. Okay, so this is why it's telling me this. Now what it will let me do is, it would say, would you like to start formatting now, which will format it to to a suitable format that it's able to read itself. Okay, now we do recommend that you do this using the box itself and not a PC or laptop, okay, because the box knows what it's doing, it knows the way it likes things, and it'll do it right for you. Okay, so what we want to do is simply use the arrow keys and go over to yes. Now before you do any of this, you have to be aware that whatever information was on your disk before you do this will be gone. Okay, so you should back it up somewhere else before you do this. Okay, so that's just a little warning for you. Okay, so would you like to start formatting now? So we're going to say yes and press the OK button. So it'll just say, please wait while the drive is formatted. Now you'll get a message back in a little while telling you that the drive is formatted. Now some boxes do this and they will, they're fairly speedy at doing it. We found now with the Walker WP645TS that it does take a little bit of time depending on the size of your drive. But just while it's doing it, we'll talk about a little bit about what you should do and what you should use and things like that. If you're going to be using the recording features on this box, and generally speaking any PVR ready box, you shouldn't really be using a memory stick at all. It takes a very high spec memory stick to work well with a lot of PVR ready receivers, be that just if they're terrestrial only, satellite only, or if they're a combo receiver themselves. You should really only use an external hard drive. There's a couple of main reasons, and one is that as I say, the spec of the USB keys can be too low. The speed of them, in particular the write speed, the WRITE, which means that when it's writing the data to the actual memory stick, that basically it's giving it more information than it can write in a specific time, so it just won't work well at all. So with a hard drive you don't really get that problem. The other reason is that basically the life of a memory stick is not what it is of a hard drive. Basically a memory stick has just put a figure on it, say it has 1,000 cycles, which means that it can be written to 1,000 times before you can basically expect it to die. So that's why, for them two main reasons, even though a memory stick is cheaper and it's handier and it's just a little stick and you plug in and people tend to use them, you can get away with it, but in general you were always best to use an external hard drive. Now be that you may use a USB powered one, or you can use a mains powered external hard drive. From a reliability point of view and compatibility point of view, you might be better off using the mains powered one, but if you get the correct USB powered one, it can work equally well. So that's basically it. So we're still waiting for the drive to be formatted. Now it may take a few minutes. I tested it earlier using a memory stick just to see how quick it was, and the memory stick itself was only, I think it was a 16 gig or something like that, and even on a 16 gig it took maybe 30 seconds to a minute to format it. Now as I say, I have seen other boxes that with the same memory stick it formatted it in 5 to 10 seconds. So I suppose if you factor it out and multiply it, this is a 320 gigabyte external hard drive that I have plugged in now. It may take a few minutes. So as you can see there now, I've been rabbiting on for a while, and basically you can see the disk format has been changed appropriately. So that's basically how you format your external hard drive on the Walker combo receiver.